So today I want to tell you a story, just because I can. It's my channel and I get to put up whatever the heck I want. But I think that this story shows the amount of growth that I have gone through mentally. And there's no think. I know that this story shows growth. And I wanted to share it with you guys here formally on a video. You might have already heard this story in one medium or another, but I wanted to make a video about it, if for no other reason than to have it for my own documentation. But this is what I'm lovingly calling the Cupcake Story. And it's just an experience that I had last week. It was Thursday. It was a week ago from the day that I'm filming this video. And you guys know, especially those of you that have been hanging out with me for a long time, y'all know that my favorite treat, my favorite indulgence, my favorite goodie of all time is a cupcake that is laden with a delicious buttercream frosting. Oh, I get excited just thinking about it, my friends. I love me some cupcakes. And I was actually on a call with my coach today. And when I said this to her, because I told her this story too, I was like, here's my win for the week. Let me tell you my cupcake story. And when I said that a cupcake is my favorite food, she looked at me and she goes, you know, cupcake is your favorite food totally fits you. You give off cupcake energy. And I loved the way she said that, because cupcake energy, when you think of cupcakes, you can't be sad. When you think of cupcakes, you think joy, you think fun, you think bright, you think celebration. So the fact that I give out cupcake energy just fills me with so much joy. And so from henceforth, I am the girl who gives out cupcake energy. That is it. That is my new, I now strive to emit cupcake energy every single day. And I am not sorry, because cupcakes fill me with so much freaking joy. But that's actually kind of the point of the story. So, like I said, you guys who know me know that cupcakes are my favorite thing. And since moving to Minnesota, we have what I call the fancy grocery store. And for me, that is Lund's and Byerly's. I know some Minnesotans are like, actually, Lund's is not the fancy grocery store, Brianna. I know, but in my mind, it's the fancy grocery store. So shh, leave me be. I do 90% of my grocery shopping at Target. So every time I go to the fancy grocery store, which is typically to pick up something very specific, or like a pre-done dinner, or go to the sushi bar that's there, every single time I walk into that store for whatever reason, because it's typically a special occasion, I will swing by the amazing bakery section that is there. And it is amazing. It really is just, everything that I've had there is so stinking good, and it is just decadent to look at. And I love that it's in a grocery store. It makes it so accessible, I don't have to go out of my way. Anyway, every time I have gone to this grocery store, every single time, without fail, in the last 4 years that I have lived here and been exposed to this grocery store, every time I walked in, I bought myself a cupcake. Why? Because they're freaking fabulous. And I wanted a cupcake. It's not every day that I get to eat a cupcake. I love cupcakes. I'm gonna treat myself. It's date night. I'm gonna treat myself. I'm here for date night dinner anyway. I'm gonna treat myself. Oh, I'm here just to pick up a few things. I'm gonna treat myself. Oh, I'm gonna indulge today because I deserve it, which, by the way, is one of the most dangerous phrases that you could put on yourself. I'm going to eat this thing because I deserve it. Last time I had I'm just going to go get this because I deserve it, it started with an innocent, calorie-free, unsweetened iced coffee, and it spiraled into a day of binge eating all of the treats. And it all started with the mindset of, I deserve it. I learned my lesson that day, and I learned just how dangerous that mindset can be. But I digress. My point is, every single time I went, I would go and I would have this cupcake. And then I would have to bring it home and justify eating the cupcake. I would have to either be like, well, I'm clearly going off plan today, gonna eat the cupcake, and all of the negative emotions that are associated with that, right? Or I'm gonna plan ahead for that cupcake by restricting myself even further during the day, and then by the time I get to the cupcake, I'm so hungry, or I've been aching after it for so long that I inhale the cupcake and never really truly get to mindfully sit and enjoy the stupid thing, right? The list goes on and on and on for all of the wrong reasons that I picked up this cupcake, and all of the less than ideal approaches that I had when it came to eating this cupcake. Sometimes I only ate half of the cupcake. Most of the time I ate all of the cupcake. And let me be clear, these cupcakes are like somewhere between 450 and 700 calories depending on what kind of cupcake you got. Big honking cupcakes. Freaking delicious. So every time I went, I would get these cupcakes, right? Every single time. Well, last Thursday was the first time I stepped foot in Lund's and Byerly's since beginning my intuitive eating journey. And as usual, I decided that I was going to treat myself to a cupcake because I'm here, why the heck not? Now I don't have any restriction. Now I don't have to fit it into a plan. I can just mindfully eat my little cupcake, and if that means eating the whole thing, great. If it means eating a third of it, great. As long as I'm listening to my body, it doesn't matter. Fantastic. What freedom. I don't have to worry about fitting this cupcake into my plan anymore. So I don't go and do my shopping, pork tenderloins on sale, I'm hitting up a couple extra things, pick up the thing that I actually went there for, which was for a grain salad to bring to a dinner party that night. And then I mosey my way in my cart over to the bakery section. And I'm looking at, oh, look at all the stuff. It looks so good. It all looks so decadent. And then I park in front of the cupcake display. We have the lemon, we have my Old Faithful, the red velvet, the salty dog, which is a salted caramel cupcake, basic birthday cake with decorated flowers on it. Every single one of them looked so good. And as I'm sitting there contemplating my choice, because I can have whatever the heck I want, I sat there and I asked myself, okay, Brianna, well, which one do you want? And I'm looking from cupcake to cupcake, waiting for one to call out to me, waiting for one to intrigue me enough to say, that one, that's the one I want tonight. And that never happened. In my mind, I literally went, meh. Not feeling excited by the cupcakes tonight. And I had to take a step back, because I'm like, in what world am I not excited by the cupcake tonight? I've always been excited by the cupcake. I have never wanted to turn down a cupcake before. And today I'm just standing there looking at this display with full unconditional permission to eat whatever I want from the case. And my reaction is, meh? Who am I? And so you know what I did? I left the store without a cupcake. For the first time in the 4 years that I have lived in Minnesota, I left the store without a cupcake in my hand. And you know the best part? The result was not at all a feeling of restriction. That boundary, that decision that I made was not, oh, I'm gonna save myself the calories. Oh, I shouldn't eat this, so I'm just, it wasn't anything of the sort. All it was, I'm just not feeling a cupcake today. And that's okay. And I moved on. That's literally what went through my mind. There was no guilt. There was no shame. There was, oh, maybe I should go back because I'm never going to be able to get one again, or because I already told myself I could have it. There was none of that. And I got home and went about my day. And the more I thought about the experience that I had that day, the more I realized just how far I had come since the beginning of July when I started this whole thing. Because here's the thing, I'm still excited by cupcakes. Like, you saw my face light up as I started talking about the cupcakes, right? It's not that I don't love them anymore. It's that I am totally and completely in control of my emotions around food. I am completely neutral when it comes to food. I have normalized good food and bad food. There are no more good foods and bad foods. Every food to me is a 0-point food. Every single one. And that doesn't mean that I just overeat willy-nilly because all foods are 0 points. That's not what I mean at all. I mean, I don't have to worry about it anymore. Morally, all foods are equal. And so there will be days where the cupcake calls to me, and I will heed its call, and I will go and I will get a cupcake, and I will eat as much of that cupcake as my body will allow me to eat before I feel too full. And if there's leftovers, guess what? I will enjoy the cupcake again later. And then there will be days like last Thursday when I look at the cupcake and I go, you know, I just don't want this today. And that's okay. Actually, that's more than okay. That's freaking awesome. Quite frankly, that is freaking awesome, because never in my life did I think that I would have this amount of control over desserts. Ever. Not kidding. It wasn't until recently that I was convinced that I was going to be tracking for the rest of my life too. My, how things can change, huh? And so the moral of the story is, there is freedom on the other side if you do the work. And it doesn't mean that you're never going to eat those favorite things again. Actually, it means you have permission to eat them more frequently. but learning how to live in this balance of your body and allowing your body to tell you. It wasn't my brain that said, the cupcakes aren't exciting. I tuned into my body. I tuned into that, you know what sounds really good right now? You know when you're like standing in the kitchen and you're looking for something and you're trying to figure out what food is calling to you? I was listening to my body for that call, and the call for the cupcake never came. And there is huge amounts of power in that. There's huge amounts of power in that. And I am so excited. I'm so excited that I am in this place. I'm so excited that I've done the work, I've made the shifts, I've built the confidence, and I've proven to myself and my body that I am ready to be on this journey. And I have proven to myself that the cupcake no longer has power here. It still has joy here. It still has deliciousness here, but it no longer has power here. And now that I've taken my power back, I feel empowered to be able to help other women take their power back as well. Today, I actually sat down and I revamped my coaching program, and I was like, okay, what do I want to start to offer? What kind of things do I want to do? Because macro coaching ain't it. I'm stepping away from the copious amounts of tracking, and I'm stepping into helping women ditch the diet roller coaster and find the same freedom that I have found. I want to help other women have their very own version of this very same cupcake story. And maybe for them, it's not a cupcake. Maybe for you, it's something else. But I would love to help you have your own version of this story. It just brings me so much joy to know that I have made it here. And so that's why I wanted to share this story with you today. If you're at all interested, if you're intrigued by, maybe I want her to come alongside with me on this journey. I'm kind of intrigued by this journey. Fill out an application for one-on-one coaching. I have 3 spots. 3. 1, 2, 3. For a start date of October 3rd. Are you gonna be on it? And that's all I've got. I just had to share. I had to share my cupcake story because I'm so proud and I'm so pleased, and I cannot believe the amount of growth and change that has happened to me since the beginning of July. So it's been like 3 months, y'all. A whole lot can change in 3 months. And that is a really empowering thing.